And welcome back. We are talking now with Lane Montz of the Better Business Bureau, the president and CEO. So I want to make sure I clarify that for everyone. You're coming down out of Toledo, so you're making a great move to get here today. And we're going to talk about check washing and check fraud, something that I guess is exploding.
It is exploding, Lynn, and I just want to say the drive from Toledo to Lima never bothers me. Lima is part of our territory. 24 counties and 6 of them are down here, so I'm happy to come down.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
So what is check washing exactly?
So people may have heard about it. It's making the news more. Check washing is when thieves, typically from a large crime ring, steal paper checks from the mail system, often out of a mailbox, but unfortunately there are some rumors or suspicions that the crime rings even have a few postal workers on the take, and they are lifting paper checks out of the mail system, and then they are taking these checks, Lynn, and they use chemicals to erase the name of the payee and usually the amount. And then they type in a fake name that is tied to a fake account that they own. They usually raise the amount and they cash that check, and then they can do that electronically with banking apps that are on the phone. See, so they never even have to walk into the bank to cash that check. And then, of course, they take the money out of the account, and the business or the person, often a business, is left holding the bag.
I'll tell you what, it's getting to the point where you just can't do much of anything these days without somebody figuring out a way to make it work for themselves. Now, check fraud is something that's been around for quite some time, but I guess that's happening a little more often too.
Check fraud and even check washing have been around a long time, not to the extent that they're around today. It used to be that check fraud might have been a local petty thief that was able to get a hold of a check and forge it. It has gone to a whole new level. It's institutionalized crime, and it's an attack on both the postal system and the banking system. So it's skyrocketing. It's up like 300% and growing. And I actually believe it will be the #1 financial scam or the #1 financial crime of 2023. It's very prevalent, and it's shaking people's confidence in those institutions that they rely on, and that's troubling.
So what can someone do if this happens to them?
So unlike a lot of scams that the Better Business Bureau talks about, this is not one where you're going to be tricked into it or they're pulling an emotional hook. This is just plain out thievery. So the best way, of course, and I know it's difficult for people to grasp this, is cut down or eliminate on the paper checks that you use. And that is hard for some people, and it may never go away completely, but it's become such a problem that the Treasury's Financial Crimes Unit is recommending, or they're looking into the elimination of paper checks down the road because they're not sure they're ever going to be able to put this genie back in the bottle.
Now, is this something, if you like to pay your bills with a money order, are they even messing with those?
You know, I can't answer that question specifically, but I would say that if they're not, it's probably just a matter of time.
Okay.
Yeah. So to get back to your question, what can they do? Use less paper checks, but there's an even better tactic, and that is talk to your bank about the positive pay system. And the positive pay system is a platform or an application where and it does require a little more effort on the part of businesses and consumers. You would log in each morning to the application through your bank, and then you have to confirm every transaction. So we do it at the Better Business Bureau because we had a check washed about 2 months ago, and we were able to get the money back from our bank, but that's far from guaranteed. So we log in every morning, we review anywhere between 3 and 15 transactions, and then we have to go and approve them. Yep, we recognize that one. Yep, we recognize that one. And since we've done that, we've caught 2 online fraud transactions, as well as prevented the paper check fraud.
All right, things to keep our viewers aware of. And Lane, we thank you for your time today. And stay tuned because Holly is back with medical right after this.